In this video, I'm going to show you how to make some angle iron tank skids. And these are like a light duty skid. So when you're looking in your folder and you see this, you're looking in your folders, you see DWH-LD skid, and you see under single wall horizontal SWH-LD skid. LD, just, that's their way of telling each other internally in our business that it's a light duty skid. And so what I've already done, I took all of the contents of my leg tank and I copy and pasted it into LD skid. And my files don't, what's in these folders don't look the same as you because I'm at home and I've not got them all in here. I know that I should have a couple other sizes. So in the end, when you go into your LD skid folder, LD skid folder, you will have taken all from 185 gallons up to 1,100 gallons out of your leg tank folder. So you're to come into your leg tank folder and you're going to copy. You're not going to get the 1,500, not the 2,000, not the 2,500, not the 3,000, and not the 4,000. So it's going to be everything from 185 gallons. I don't have 185 and 240 in here, but it's going to be all of that. You're going to copy it. This is going to be for single wall and double wall. You're going to copy and you're going to paste it into LD skid, and then you're going to come out here at the file name and you're going to rename and just change leg to LD SK. And that's kind of our abbreviation for light duty skid. And so you're going to have that for single wall horizontal and double wall horizontal. And there again, you're going to have all of these: 185 gallon, 240, 300, 500, 550, 700, 800, 1,000 gallon 48 diameter, 1,000 gallon 64 diameter, 1,100. All 48 inch diameter and 38 inch diameter tanks, plus your 1,000 gallon 64 inch diameter. Now, once we get the files made, I'm going to go ahead and show you on an example here what we need to do. The first thing that we need to do is, where this says on supports, we need to change this to on angle iron skids. On angle iron skids. Okay. And I think too would be real helpful. This is what we're drawing. It could be real helpful to show you that. That's what we're drawing. And just so you'll know, this is what angle iron is. So it's just L-shaped. That's all it is. It's just a long comes in 20-foot long pieces that we cut off to the length that we want to use. And it's just a L shape. And they call it angle iron. And so that is how we make these runners. That's how we make these runners. And then this piece on top is actually just like a piece turned over and another piece turned over and welded to it to make a square. And so that's what you're going to be drawing. Okay, so that's our name. I'm going to make the name first. And I realize you've done some other work to these, but don't pay attention because I'm not up to date yet on what you last did. Okay, where this says on 6-inch high tank supports, we're going to do, I'm going to make it say on 6-inch high tape supports with, now look at me how terrible I type, with, why is that not deleting? Make me go the long way. With, I'm gonna tell you, I'm not a fan of this edit tool. And anytime you want to not use that edit tool, feel free to delete that text. Copy and paste some of your other text. Make it bigger. It'll be a little bit too big. Make it bigger, double click it, and type what you want to type, because I'm not a fan, and that came from some old CAD drawings that someone was doing last year. So we're gonna make this say on 6-inch high supports with a 1/4 inch by 2 inch by 2 inch angle iron skids. And so you see how I've got that typed out there. And we're just going to line that wherever it was aligned before. On your previous drawing, you can put that in the same place. For the end view right now, we're just going to delete dimensions. On the side view, we're going to delete dimensions. There's a line here we're going to delete, but we're going to leave that center line. We don't want to delete that center line. Just that other line. I can see some weird dots here. We looked at that last time. I'm just going to highlight and get rid of those. I don't know what those were for. They may have been temporary for some reason. I don't know. Okay. We got to get the back of the skid, and we got to know where to start. Okay, so we've got to have a basis of where is the skid going to start. The skid is 2 inches tall, and if you see there, this is one leg of your L and the other leg of your L is underneath that leg, that tank leg. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go in here and figure out a basis for doing this, where to start it. We know that we're going to be 2 inches up and down from here, and because it's a 1/4 inch thick, we're going to be 1/4 down. And I know from asking the foreman that we're 2 inches out this direction. Let's get this started here. We're going to come down 1/4 inch, so 0.25 and 270. So just going to make a little tiny 1/4 inch line, and we're going to come back two inches. So you gotta kind of pay attention to what I'm doing here. And this is a temporary line, so I'm gonna color it, so you're going to know to delete it in a minute. It's a temporary line there. That's where our skid's gonna start. Now we gotta figure out where's our skid gonna end. Okay. And the reason why I'm dropping down 1/4 inch is because that metal is 1/4 inch thick. And so we want it to be as close to scale as we can get this. So we can do 1/4 inch to 70-degree angle. I'll make that a colored line so I'll know to delete it in a minute. And I'm going to do the foreman says we're going to come out 9 inches. And this is going to be the same The same procedure on every tank size, single wall and double wall. So, and no matter what tank size it is, because you're using your leg for the bases. So what's different is what's going to be in between the legs. About 9 inches. Now we got to do another temporary line. We're going to come up. Let's see. Three and a quarter inches. 3.25. Okay. Now what I want to do is this little part over here I ain't figured out yet, but I'll figure it out in a minute when we get a little further into it. Okay. Now we're going to do a permanent rectangle. I'm going slow here because this is the first time I've ever done this. So I want to make sure that I get this correct. We're going to start over here on the end. We're going to come out to here, but we're only going to be 2.25 high. So it's going to be, you're going to snap it into this line we just made. I'm going to do this again. I'm going to repeat this for you. This is where we're going to snap it. This is where we're going to start. So we're going to come this length, but we're only going to be 2 1/4 tall. So once it auto snaps there, you got your diamond. We're going to go make it 2.25. And I meant for that to be a permanent line. So make that back to black. Okay. Now I'm going to get rid of this line. I don't need it no more. I'm going to get rid of this line. I don't need it no more. The next thing we want to do is, let's see what we can do with this. We'll see if we can take this polyline and just shorten it. Can we do that? No, it's not going to let us do that. Don't touch that then. Let's see if I can do it like that. Can't shorten it. That'd be too easy. So it's not going to let us do that. I Control Z off of that. Alright. We're going to have to draw a whole new polyline. It's not even going to let me snap it. Okay, I got an idea. I got an idea. Let's, my mouse is crazy, sorry. I'm wanting to get rid of this whole rectangle right here and only do a partial rectangle. I ain't figured out how this is the best way to do that. I'm gonna pause the video till I figure it out. Hold on. Okay. So what we need to do is a temporary rectangle over top. We're gonna start at this corner. I'm gonna start down here at this corner. I don't know why it ain't let me. Okay. So I came out a little bit away from it. Your temporary rectangle is going to be 6 inches by 2 inches tall. Then you're going to go over here and do the same thing. Start in the corner. You can do temporary rectangle. 6 inches on size A, 2 inches on size B. Then you're going to do a permanent rectangle. I'm sorry that my mouse goes back and forth. I wish I had time to do these during the day at work when I've got a nice and better mouse. So you're going to go in the corner, do a rectangle up to that corner. You're just going to do a rectangle over top of that existing rectangle. Now, you're going to take the polyline and you're going to delete it. Your temporary polyline. And you're going to delete your temporary polyline over here. Now, we got to get rid of this rectangle that goes down into the angle. And I'm going to look here and see what we did on shading. We did white, white, no. Okay. White, white, no. Alright. Because we're getting ready to delete that and we have to do it again. Delete that rectangle. Delete that rectangle. And you're left. So now we got to do white, white, and no for our fill. So we're going to shift. Hold down shift. Select them both. Go to properties. Go down to brush. Pattern is white. It's that white one there. And we're going to go pattern white, background color white, convert color no. And so that's got that. Okay. Now we're going to do this part over here that comes up at an angle. We have this temporary little line right here, and we're going to be using that. Alright, we got to figure out what to do here now. So we got to take a temporary rectangle. We're going to come up, we're going to go 3.3 by 3.3, nope, that's not right, 3.25, sorry. 3.25 by 3.25. That's temporary rectangle. I'm going to color that so I don't forget to delete it. Now we got to do a permanent line. So we go from where this line is up to this corner. And we got to pay attention when we do that. We got to pay attention to what it says down here about the angle. So we got to make that angle match. That is a 162.87 degree angle. So now we got to come down here and start. And we're going to do local snap, nearest on the graphic. And we got to do a 162.87 angle to make it match. So 162.87 and enter. Then we're going to get rid of that temporary rectangle. The next thing we need to do is explode that triangle, or rectangle, and get rid of that. Now we're going to do, this should be a 90 degree or even angle, and it's close enough. It's like 269.92, but that's close enough. So that's got our skid. And the next thing that we need to do, and I just want to compare that with the picture and make sure it's pretty proportionate. They don't really come up that tall. They barely come up any. So I think that's gonna be good, because see, they barely come up any. Okay. So that's okay there. I don't know. I'm thinking I want to make that a little taller. I hope you don't mind me jumping around, because like I say, I've never drawn this. I'm going back to the pink triangle here. I'm not going to snap it in that corner. I'm going to do Let's do local snap nearest on the graphic. And let's get that, try to get that at 160 degrees if we can. Now when I zoom way in, it's not snapped to it. I don't know if it's going to let us or not. I'm struggling here. I don't know if it's going to let us, if we still maintain that 160 degree angle or not. It's 160.02. That's just where it's going to have to be. It's going to have to be 160.02. Okay, so now we're going to come off of here, and we want to meet this line right here at a 160.02 angle. 160.02. It's better if you can kind of drag your mouse around to try to get it. If you pay attention to the angle down there, I'm at 160.03, but I'm not getting 160. Oh, wait. Seems like when I zoomed in, it helped. I'm at 160.02. I'm going to let go of my mouse all the way. I'm taking my hand off of it now when I pop that left mouse button. And see how we're perfectly touching the line. Okay? Let's get rid of that. Get rid of this. Explode this. Get rid of that. Now we can draw a line connecting from here to here. And I think that looks good. Okay. The next thing that we need to do is we need to draw some dimensions over here. And we're going to have to draw some invisible lines to get to our dimensions. And I know because the foreman told me, is that 3 1/4? 3.25. Yep. Okay. So foreman told me that was 3.25. Now we're going to draw a temporary line. I know that this is 6.25 now. Down to the bottom. 6.25. And we're gonna, okay, now this is the tricky part now. This is the part you gotta pay attention to. You're gonna start at this, and you're gonna go back to that line, okay? And now, that's gonna give you your line for a dimension, okay? We're gonna make these lines invisible in a minute, but we're gonna go to Dimension and Smart, and then pull that down. Right on top, but I want to try to get that even. 66 point. And then we want to make sure that those fonts are the same. So we're text SH in 1 inch. Make your fonts match. Now we can make some lines invisible. I want to make this one that goes all the way down invisible. I want to make this little short one over here on the end invisible. And see how nice and neat that looks? Okay. And the next thing that we want to do is we got to draw these coming up in the front now. And my mouse probably makes you really dizzy. I'm sorry about that. So as you can see, now every paint's going to be different, but your distance from here to here is always going to be the same. And your distance from here to here is always going to be the same. And your distance from here to the back of the tank is always going to be the same. But it's what's in the middle, it's what's going to be different. And the same on the diameter, you know, your distance in the middle is always going to be different. But, okay. So we're going to draw this on the end. Every time that I let go of this mouse, it zooms out. I hate this mouse, but I can't use any other mouse with this computer. Okay. I want to look at a frontal view here. Let's see how we can do this frontal view. I think we just draw a bar across it. We're going to raise it up some though. The foreman told me. Okay, so we just need to see how tall this is now. That's what we need to do. So we're going to have to do some temporary lines here. So we got to get this height right here. And that height is 1.18. Okay, so I just used a temporary line to measure. I did one out and did one up, and that's 1.18. So right here, we're going to do a rectangle, draw a rectangle. And we're going to be 2 inches left and right, left to right, but we're going to be 1.18 high. So 2 inches left to right, 1.18 high. And that, it's going to be a permanent line, so I need to color that black. And then 2 wide, 1.18 high. Okay, so that's gonna actually oh yeah, we're gonna do this too. Actually, we gotta go. Now we gotta come back down because we gotta get that 1/4 of an inch. So we're gonna be. I forgot about that. Ah, this mouse. I hate this mouse. I hate this mouse. I know it's gotta be annoying to watch these videos with this mouse popping around. We gotta get that extra 1/4 of an inch height. So, and 1/4 of an inch width. Because our metal's a 1/4 of an inch thick. No, we only gotta do extra 1/4 of an inch high. That's all we gotta do. So we need to do it. That's on 1.18. Sorry, I'm getting tired. It's been a long day. 1.15. It's 1.18. That should be 1.18. I'm going to redraw that. 2 by 1.18. 2, 1.18. Okay. But we've got to be... I'm going to make it a 1/4 of an inch higher, so instead of 1.18, we've got to be 1.43. So now we're going to do another rectangle just to get that extra height. 2, 1.43. And over here, same thing, 2, 1.43. 2, 1.43. And the rectangle that we already had, I'm going to get rid of it. The one we already have, we're going to get rid of it. And we can go ahead and do a new line for the base of the leg. So we can go, need to get in that corner right there is what we need to do. Ain't working out. Nothing I do ever works out on this, especially when I'm tired. How tall is it? Okay, so it's 1/4 of an inch tall. So you do temporary line, 1/4 of an inch tall by 90 degree. come over with a line. Now we're going to delete that little line, that little 1/4 inch line. And we're going to delete the line that goes all the way across. And so see how that just fits a little block right there underneath that leg? Do the same thing over here now. Temporary line from the end. Wait a minute. Shit, I don't remember how I done that a minute ago. Oh yeah, temporary line from here. We have a given. We know that it's 2 inches, 90 degree. Oh no, it's a 0.25, 90 degree angle. I tell you, I'm so tired. This has been a day today. Okay, get rid of this one and get rid of the little short temporary one. And I don't know what in the world that one is, but it needs to go too. Okay, so we're actually looking at the frontal view of this, okay, and our height's correct, and oh boy, did I mess up? I'm just tired today. You know what? I'll have you to do the side. Go ahead and get started on the side. And I'm going to show you the end view when I'm less tired. And if I can get in here and edit this video, I'll take that out to save you work right there. And maybe I can chop this video up and remove where I started drawing on the end because I just got tired. But that's how to do the side view of your angle iron skids, and we'll do the end view when I'm less tired. But you can get all of those side views done.